Ruby Bridges. Meet Ruby Bridges. Ruby Bridges became famous when she was only 6 years old. She was the first African American student to go to an all-white school in Louisiana. Ruby was born on September 8, 1954, in Tylertown, Mississippi. She had 2 younger brothers and a younger sister. Her family moved to New Orleans, Louisiana, when Ruby was 4. At the time, African American people were treated unfairly. In many parts of the country, segregation laws kept black people and white people separate. Things that were meant for black people were not as good as those that white people used. But things were about to change. In 1954, a new law said that schools had to integrate. That meant that black children must be allowed to attend white schools. Many white people in the South hated the idea of their children sharing the same classroom with black children. A brave young girl, Ruby was chosen to integrate William Frantz Elementary School in New Orleans. She would be the only African American in the school. The white parents were very angry. They were ready to do what they could stop Ruby from coming. Ruby started first grade on November 14, 1960. Angry protesters were waiting outside the school when she arrived. Federal marshals had to protect Ruby and her mom as they entered the school. Once inside the school, Ruby and her mother was taken to the principal's office. They waited there all day. They saw white parents take their children home. The parents chose to keep their kids out of school rather than have them be here with a black child. On her second day of school, Ruby faced seeing screaming parents outside her school. Inside, her new teacher, Barbara Henry, greeted Ruby with a hug. Ruby was Mrs. Henry's only student. There were no other kids in the class. A hard year. Ruby was the only student in her class all year. It was not safe for her to eat in a lunchroom or play outside at recess. Ruby became very lonely. Mrs. Henry ate lunch with her students and tried to make class fun. The next year, there were more black kids at Ruby's school. As time passed, white children returned to school. The protesters were gone, but also was Mrs. Henry. Ruby always wondered what happened to her teacher. Ruby grows up. When she grew up, Ruby married Malcolm Hall and had a family of her own. In 1995, she reunited with her favorite teacher, Mrs. Henry. They hugged each other like they used to do every morning in the first grade. In 1999, Ruby wrote a book about her life called Through My Eyes. She also started the Ruby Bridges Foundation. The foundation helps parents and schools work together to end racism. Ruby Bridges was a brave little girl who grew into an amazing woman. Her courage helped bring about important changes in the United States, and her story continues to inspire people today.